Let you know, man, you are really encouraging me, motivating me, inspiring me. But God is really using you to help me out.
Family, you guys are so amazing. I'm Mr. AOS Inspires. This is AOS the podcast. Let's go. Let's go. I'm excited about today's episode. This is what I want to do. Before we get started, I got to do my preliminaries. I forgot to I want to thank each and every one of you guys, all of you guys, even the haters, even the ones that leaves the negative comments. I want to say thank you to each and every one of you. You guys are just phenomenal. Like we've been growing. Now I'm gonna say this. I'm not gonna say we've been growing by leaps and bounds, but we've been growing like for real, every day. We've been seeing some type of growth on, especially IG. You guys, I mean, listen, Facebook, IG, YouTube. You guys have been showing crazy love. I want to say thank you to each and every one of you that show us love, that comments, that shares. And I want to just compel you, share. This is the only reason, this is the only way that we can get out to the masses, to people that we're not connected to. And if you don't know, I just want to share with you our mission here at AOS the podcast is to empower the world to never give up, one conversation at a time, one interview at a time, one video at a time, to help you get to the next level. That's our whole intention. Like, I want to help you get to the next level in living in your relationship. You already know we hit three different components on this podcast. We talk about entrepreneurship. We talk about relationship really heavy. That's the foundation. But we talk about relationship, entrepreneurship, and life. And the truth of the matter is all three are connected, right? So how is entrepreneurship connected to relationship? Because we talk about the people that you need to be in relationship with, not just romantically, but friendship-wise as well. There's certain type of people that you need to be in relationship with because there's a certain type of mindset. I'm gonna break some down real fast too. But life as well, like traumatic things that you've been through. We have some amazing guests. We're almost at our goal for getting this new equipment. And I know I'm bipolar with this thing. I said I'm gonna go ahead and just do one camera angle. I can't do it. I can't do it because we have some high high profiled guests that's coming on, some millionaires, and also my first guest, Eric White, Mr. Biggs. He has an amazing story, and I want to capture that thing because I already know that it's going to touch a lot of people's lives, and I want to make sure that we put the best work out possible. Now, let me say this before I say what I got to say. Then we get started into this episode. It's a great episode today. The reason, I'm not saying that we have bad quality. As you see now, the quality is superb. It's great. It's clear. However, it's only good for one person in the camera. One person, right? So when you start to add another component to it, it's not going. It's it's. If you know cameras, you know what I'm talking about, right? We need to upgrade our camera in order to have guests on the podcast. And, you already know I love to operate in excellence, professionalism, right? I'm professional all day long. I love to operate with excellence. So that's the end of that. But anyway, on this podcast, we love to help you shift your thinking and shift your mind. I talked to one person and I asked him a question, and because, we were talking about a little bit of entrepreneurship, just a little bit. I was really talking about it. She wasn't really talking about it, but she works at the grocery store, and I'm in DC. Of course, you already know I'm in DC. We're going to be here for another year, and we heading out. We building. So I'll tell you about that journey later. But she works at a grocery store. She says she makes between $40,000 and $50,000. I asked her a quick question. I said, if somebody gave you $600,000 cash, tax-free, would you quit your job? She said no. I'm like, why? Why wouldn't you quit your job? She said, I live life like I'm living life now, and I live below my means, and, I just keep on working. So the reason I say that, because I believe now, this is not for the people that loves to work a 9 to 5. Like, if you want to work a 9 to 5, I'm not talking to you. I'm talking to those that are like, listen, I want to buy my time back. I want to spend more time with my family. I want to be able to spend more time with my children. I want to be able to spend more time doing what I want to do. But the first step is shifting your mindset. In order for you to get to that level of living, you have to shift your mindset. And it messed me up because she was like, yo, I don't mind making $40,000 to $50,000. And I have $1 million in the bank, right? But you're still working. Now, this is the thing, I'm going to say this and we're done with this topic. You can never get to that financial status, right, that you dream about having that mindset. You can't. It's impossible. And there's some people that are content with being a millionaire and still working a 9 to 5 because they love their job, because there's some type of attachment. I get it. I understand. Again, I'm not talking to you all. But I'm talking to those that complain every day about their job. I hate my job. I got to go to this job. I don't like this job. And I'm not trying to turn this into a 5-minute motivation, but I just got to talk about this real fast before we get started on the episode. But those people really are like, yo, I hate my job. I'm talking to those type of people because I don't understand why you're at a job that you hate. What is your greatest fear of quitting that job, finding another job or starting your own business, right? Like, what's the fear? And I asked another person, they was like, maybe the fear is paying the bills. That can't be the fear, because if that was the fear, many people get fired and they find a job immediately. Or in the midst of the pandemic, a lot of people got fired, and what they do, they started a company, they started a business, like legitimately, not no scheming. I'm just talking about they started a business and starting to get into the money. So what I'm saying is, oftentimes if your back is against the wall, you have no other option, then it's crazy because sometimes God will allow things to crumble that you begin to shift and move into your purpose. Period. Sometimes God will allow things to happen like that where you have to move into your purpose. Then other times it's like, yo, it's the ball is in your court. But I just wanted to rant about that real fast because that really bothered me. And this is the whole totality of our podcast, AOS the podcast, is because I want to break down things so that you can look at things from a different perspective, a different ocular lens. Like, I want you to win in every aspect of your life. In the 3 areas that we really talk about is entrepreneurship, life, and also relationship. I want you to win. And, you asked me what qualifies me to talk about those 3 areas. I've been in depth with all 3 areas from some angle. Got a book, Winning After Major Loss, went through a horrible, horrible life experience in 2013 that changed my life, that helped me to help other people get over hurdles in life. That's the life aspect. Then relationship. Listen, I've been in numerous relationships. God has given me wisdom beyond my years. Like, the wisdom that I have is bananas. I'm not saying that I know it all, no, but I'm still learning. But the wisdom that I have to share, you see it. The wisdom I have to share is helping a lot of people. That's why I believe that we're experiencing the growth that we're experiencing at AOS the podcast, is because I have so much wisdom to give. My mentor said this, right? Or better yet, I heard it on my mentor's podcast. This is what he said. I believe it's Neo Davis. He said this. He said that if you feel like you're giving out too much information, chances are you don't know enough. Bars. If you're a content creator or you're some type of person that gives information or videos and you feel like you're giving too much sauce, chances are you don't know enough. Period. Like, this is why I drop the videos I drop. I'm not saying that I know it all. I'm still learning, right? I'm still a student. I'm always going to be a student, but I have a lot of wisdom that I can drop on people to help them get to the next level in their relationship. Entrepreneurship, I dove into entrepreneurship. Right now, there's a lot of stuff that I'm learning. I'm still a student. So what I have done with this podcast, I have bottled all those things up so that I can bring to you. Now, I'm going to tell you this. I don't know everything about entrepreneurship, but I do know a little bit of stuff. I have gotten some people jump started on their entrepreneur endeavors. They quit their jobs and they're doing pretty good. They're not millionaires just yet, but I have some friends that I'm bringing on that are millionaires that I'm going to pick their brain and I'm going to learn something as I teach you guys as well through their conversation. So let's get started right quick. I made a post on last week and it was a video post. It didn't go viral or nothing like that. I think we hit like 10,000 views, something like that. It was really light. But I said something I said something and a few people made a few comments. So I said, you know what, let me make a full episode of this. I said this, I said, this is what I said in the video. I said, you can't, if you break up with a person and in the next week, you get into another relationship, you weren't fully committed in that first relationship. So I had to do a full episode because I wanted to clear this thing up because I really stand on that. I really, really believe that if you were in a relationship, right? Now let's really look at this thing here. I don't care if the relationship was bad, whether you had a good relationship, a great relationship, or a horrible relationship, even if it was an abusive relationship. I'm going to break all those things down because I really want y'all to understand if you were in a relationship and you can get out of this relationship, I mean, really fully close this chapter and get into another relationship, I like to suggest that you weren't really committed to this relationship. Now, there's a big difference. You could have mentally checked out. And most women, this is what happens when the man is not doing what he's supposed to do. Now, when I say what he's not supposed to, I'm talking about financially. I'm talking about emotionally. I'm talking about no date nights at all. Now, there's a difference. Some of y'all haven't been on date nights because you just haven't been able to afford it, or you don't have the daycare. You don't have the resources financially. You're trying to build some stuff. You're trying to get in position because every time the bills come around, every month, you're trying to hustle to get it, and you get it, and then you drain. And I'm not talking to those people, right? Because a lot of women would get to the place, you'll never take me out. We'll never have no money. How am I take you out? And I think that women need to be more sensitive to the fact that this brother is trying his best to put the pieces together, and you keep on nitpicking. We'll never go out. You'll never do this. You'll never bring me no flowers. Hey, but listen, when you cut on that light come on, don't it? That water come on, don't it? It's warmer, it's cool in the house, ain't it? You need to give that brother more credit. And I promise you start giving him more credit, he will start doing more of the things that you really want him to do. It's reverse psychology. It works every single time. I dare you to try. Speak life to him and see how it works. But what I really want to get people to understand, if you can leave a relationship Monday, by next Monday being a full-fledged relationship, like that's my boyfriend, that's my girlfriend, you won't really commit it. Now, let's look at this. Let me backtrack real fast. I said women will mentally check out of a relationship. Men will too, right? Both sides of the spectrum will check out of a relationship mentally if things are not going well, but it's a good situation for me, right? People will check out, men and women will check out a relationship mentally. They'll still do the norm. They'll still have sex. They're still, act cordial. They'll still appear to be in love and, all this stuff like that. But they mentally checked out. They're doing all of the things so I don't want no smoke, right? Like I'm doing the bare minimum. But from the outside looking in, you thinking that everything is great in this relationship. But it's not. I'm talking to all y'all that's in a relationship. Get out of relationship Monday. Next Monday, not even a week, you're in another a real relationship. You're in a whole relationship. Now let's clear this up. I'm not talking about those that get out, and let me put this disclaimer out there. I do not agree with this, what I'm about to say. I do not agree with this. You get out of a relationship and you find somebody else just to be a rebound and spend time with them. I do not agree with that because this is a simple fact. You're playing with somebody else's emotions. But let me get to the nitty gritty real fast before I start branching off with these tentacles. The reason I say, this is me, the reason I say that if you get out of a relationship and you get to another relationship real fast, you won't really commit it. The reason I say that is because you haven't given yourself time. Watch this. You haven't given yourself time to heal. That's number one. Above everything, you have not given yourself enough time to heal from what happened in this last relationship, right? Then also number two, you haven't given yourself, I got 2 points on that one. You haven't given yourself enough time to make sure that you're over this person. Now, I'm not talking to y'all that were in abusive relationships. I'm not talking to y'all, but I'm talking to y'all, to those that were just in a relationship and you guys just grew apart, or it just didn't work out, right? Because people can grow apart. This is why I tell people every single time I chat with singles, do not get into a relationship until you have discovered your purpose. Like, discover why God allowed you to be born on this earth. Discover that first before you get into a relationship. The reason I say that is because if you get into a relationship and you haven't discovered your purpose, then you discover your purpose while you're in this relationship. Suppose your purpose is not compatible to this person, right? And the first thing that they're going to say is you changed, you switched up. This is not the same person I met. You're right. Why? Because I discovered my purpose. That's why I tell people, wait until, and I get it, it's difficult, right? Especially if you're a relationship type person, it's difficult to, now I'm not saying it's difficult to be by yourself. No, it shouldn't be difficult to be by yourself. You should love being by yourself. Learn you. And I'm going to tell you this, I got to drop this. Many of you fall into this category. You have not really discovered who it is that you are. Now you're trying to get into a relationship. Find out what you like. Like, some of you know what you like a little bit, but you really don't know what you really, really like. Now let's go in depth about this. I'm not talking about, okay, I like to do this. No. What do you really like? What do you like about a woman? What do you like about a man? What do you like about date night? What do you like? What do you like? Many of you could not answer an in-depth question on the very things that you like. Now, you may can lie, or you may can, just wing it off the fly, but it won't be accurate. Many of you have not spent time with you to discover what you like and what you don't like. Many of you do things and you tolerate it. Many of you really don't like going to the movies. You just rather Netflix at the house. But you think that you like to go to the movies. You just tolerate it. You enjoy it, but you don't like it. I don't mind it, but this is not my thing. Many of you have not discovered this about yourself. And I tell people this all the time. Discover you first. I did an episode last week about it. Check it out. Discover you first before you move on in a relationship. Before anything, find out date yourself before you start dating somebody else. Before you start, spending time and investing time with somebody else. Love on you first. Listen, that is a major part. Love on you first. And I promise you, when you start loving on you first, it'll be easy to love on somebody else because you love yourself. So let's get back to the original topic. I don't believe that you can be in a relationship and just leave, right? Like those two elements I told you, you haven't healed, but then you don't really know. I see this time and time again. You really don't know if this person is really out of your system, or you're not really out of your system, because they're not out your system, but you don't know for a fact that you're over this person, that you're ready for real to call it quits. Many of you get out of relationships because you're angry or you're mad about something, right? Something didn't go your way, or you feel as if they haven't changed because there's an issue in the relationship, and you're like, they're ignoring the issue. They're not trying to change, right? But the truth of the matter is, they're not changing at the pace that you would like them to change. But if you look back, there are some changes that has been made. It may not be as fast or as dramatic as you would like it to be, but there has been some changes. And many of you get out of relationships, and when you get out of the relationship and you start dating, this is what I said in the last episode, that the grass is not always greener on the other side. It's only green on the side that you water. So you get into another relationship, and watch this. You get into this relationship, or you start dealing with this person. I ain't gonna say relationship, but you start dealing with this person. Then you start saying, hold on, they worse than the one I just left. Now you have, they have buyer's remorse. Now you have breakup remorse, right? Now it's like, man, shucks, I might as well deal with them. At least they cook and clean. I just got to deal with the attitude with them. This person, she don't cook, she don't clean, she spent all my money, I hate to work, she nasty. So now it's like the episode I did, pick your poison. You got to pick your poison, right? But many of you have not gotten the person that you're about to deal with out, the person that you left out your system yet. So you're dealing with this new person. That's why I say slow, pump your brakes. Now, I'm not saying, like I said in the beginning, if you're the type of person that you've been in an abusive relationship, verbally abusive and physically abusive, this is not for you. This is not the episode for you. But even this is not the episode for you. Let me clear this up. This is not the episode for you. However, it is the episode for you. Because if you were in an abusive relationship and you just move on immediately, I'm not saying that you weren't connected to this person, because you may have, and you may have just been fed up. But my suggestion, this is why I say it is for you, but it's not for you. I would suggest don't jump into another relationship. Like maybe in this instance, not maybe, yes, in this instance, you need to evaluate how you make decisions about people that you're dating. You need to evaluate that thing. Many of you make poor decisions in the men and the women that you choose to deal with, right? Because it's crazy. Many of you are dealing with the same person, but with a different name and a different face. Your decision-making skills on person that you're in a relationship with sucks. That's a bar. Like that. I mean, that's real. Many of you deal with people with the same attitude. You deal with people that have the same demeanor. Oh, that's just my type. No, so getting beat up is your type. Dealing with a person with a nasty attitude, that's your type. That's what you like. But you got to realize this is the reason why we broke up, because of your attitude. This is the reason why we broke up, because you're abusive. This is the reason why we broke up, because you're so aggressive. Right? Now, I'm not saying aggressive in a good way. I love aggressiveness. Right? You can be aggressive in the workforce. You can be aggressive as a sales rep. I love aggressiveness. But the aggressiveness that this person is dealing with, they putting their hands on you all the time. They pushing you all the time. It's always physical in a negative, violent way. So don't move on too fast. Please. Listen, so many people feel like, oh man, my time is running out. No, it's not. No, it's not. But this is what I want to tell you. Make yourself available after you heal. Many of you can't get found because it's like you're not making yourself available, or you're not going to the places where eligible candidates are. Right? You going from work, going to get something to eat, and you going back home. You can't find nobody like that. You're not on no dating app. You can't get found like that. Right? But for those that were in okay relationships, right? Those that were in relationships that weren't verbally abusive or physically abusive, it was just we're just two different people, or we just couldn't agree on this issue, so we just felt it was best to go our separate ways. If you can I don't believe, this is just me. You take it for what it's worth. I just don't believe in rebound relationships, because what's happening is you're playing with somebody's emotion. A rebound relationship, 9 times out of 10, you're really not into this person. It's just a rebound so that they can fill the void that somebody else left because you guys are not together anymore. I think that's a horrible model. Like, why would you let's really think about this. Why would you get with somebody else that you really don't know? You getting to know, but you really don't know, but you're going all in with this person, sex, everything, right? Because you're trying to get over Henry, or you're trying to get over Kim, right? You're trying to get over this person, so you get another person involved. Now you're going to damage another person, because suppose this person that you get in a relationship with, or that's the rebound person, really, really likes you. Watch this. Suppose they're a really dope person. Now you're into a rebound relationship with the person that you have no intentions on being with. Why? Because you're like, I'm gonna deal with this person for a little while, but I'm really gonna get back with my main person that I just broke up with. But I'm just using this to either do one or two things, either trying to make them jealous or just pass by time to fill this void, because I don't like sleeping alone. Like, you need to check yourself at the door. That's why I say you need to heal first. No, you were not really committed. And I stand on that. I really do. I'm going to post this. You were really not committed to the person in a relationship. If you can get out of a relationship Monday and be in another relationship by Saturday, or be in another relationship by Monday, the next Monday, or Tuesday, or the next week. No, you weren't really committed. Because anything that you're really committed to, you are going to see it all the way through. And if it does not work out, you're going to make sure that all ties are cut before I move on. Because I don't want to make no hasty or just cloudy decisions. I don't want to make no foolish decisions, unwise. I don't want to make nothing unwise. I want to make great decisions. I want to make sure, yes, this chapter is over. This book is done. I'm moving on. Like, I'm not saying that this is a big thing. I'm not saying that you got to wait 6 months, a year. That's not what I'm saying. But what you can't quantify it in time. But I know for a fact it's not no 2 or 3 weeks. I can tell you that for sure. It's not a week. It's definitely not 2 weeks. 3 weeks may be pushing it. But 4 weeks, I can understand. Listen, we've been broke up for a month. Right? I've had time to deal with the issues that I had. I'm in counseling. I'm in therapy, right? To get over these issues that led to our breakup. Because, and this is a big thing that I'm almost done. This is a big thing that I cannot stand. I hate it when people be like, it was their fault why we broke up. No, it was both of y'all fault. Because both of y'all contribute to the breakup. Both of y'all had issues that you could not get over, or issues that you guys just could not agree on. Like, we broke up because we agreed to disagree. I'm done. I can't. So stop. Like, if you break up with somebody, stop saying how horrible of a person they was. It may be. But remember this, you played a role in it as well. And the reason I can boldly say that is because when you guys first met, you guys first decided to get together, you both were in love. Or you just played with the person feeling like, I didn't really feel them like that. But you still went through the process. You still stayed there. So there was something that made you stay there. It wasn't every relationship. I'm going to tell you this, every relationship, it was not all bad, period. Every relationship. I don't care what type of relationship that you have. I'm talking romantically right now. I don't care what kind of relationship you had, how it ended. It was not all bad in the relationship. I promise you, because if it was all bad, you would have left a long time ago, right? Many of you, and I get it, many people stay because of finances. No, the finances are good. I don't have to work. I get it. I understand. I don't agree with it, but I understand. But every relationship, whether it ended horribly or whatever, there were some good moments in that relationship. It was never all bad. So you mean to tell me you never smiled? They never made you feel good. They never made you feel excited to see them. You're lying. So stop bashing the other person just because it didn't work. Okay, I get it. The relationship didn't work. Every relationship will not work. Stop bashing them. I hate when people post on Facebook, Instagram, subliminal, stuff. I hate that. And I get it. We all go through issues, and you guys see my post, my relationship post. That don't mean I'm going through anything. I'm trying to help y'all out. But I hate when people, they don't post stuff to be, that's not their track record to be motivational, right? But they post subliminal stuff to talk about their ex. That's garbage and childish to me. You played a role in it as well. Every relationship that I've been in, I played a role while we broke up. I played a role while we're not together anymore as well. Both parties. I want to tell you, as I end this episode, I appreciate y'all for riding with your boy, but this is real. If you can move on quickly in the relationship after it has ended, and you can move on fast into another relationship, you won't commit it. You won't fully commit it. Because, and I'm not talking about to those that are abusive. I'm talking to those that were in a decent relationship, or it was just something that happened, right? If you can move on, your heart really wasn't in that relationship. Because you can't just separate and be like, and forget about the person. No, because you won't really commit. Now, only people, I'm gonna put this up there. The only people that can really just move on quickly from a relationship are those that were not really committed in the relationship, and that you had physically checked out, mentally checked out. Matter of fact, you were messing with somebody else already. You had already left. You were only staying for a specific reason. Those are the people that can leave a relationship and get into another relationship, and it's as if nothing has ever transpired. We never had a relationship. But those that had decent relationships, that was like, yo, like really think about it, man. Before y'all get out of a relationship, really consider what I'm saying. Please, if you're watching this 2 years from when I posted this, 5 years, 6 years, 10 years, 20 years, like really consider what I'm saying. Like what I'm saying is really valid. This would be valid for the next 50, 100 years. This message will outlive me, period. All right? Like you can't really say that I was fully committed to this person, but when we broke up, I got into another relationship fast. You won't commit it. You won't. Like, you're not going to persuade me to say, I was committed. I loved them. I gave them the best years of my life, but I had to move on. Yeah, all right. Yeah, because the only reason that you were able to move on that fast, because you had already started the process of the disconnection. The only way that you can move on fast from one relationship to another is that the process of disconnection emotionally, physically, mentally, and spiritually, the only way that you can move on to another relationship fast is because that process had already been started. And many of you have started that process months ago, years ago. So that's why, watch this. That's why it was so easy to get into another relationship, because you feel in your heart that if they did it, it wouldn't bother me. Because truth of the matter is, it really wouldn't bother you, because you know that you're already done. I'm talking to those that were in a relationship. I'm gonna keep on saying this thing till y'all get tired of it. I want y'all to get it. I'm talking to those that were in a decent relationship, or a halfway decent relationship, or a good relationship. It just ended. I cannot move from a relationship and jump into another relationship if I haven't done the process yet. And this is why a lot of people lose their life. This is why a lot of people stop trusting or stop desiring to be in a relationship. This is another reason why a lot of people turn into, I don't want a relationship. I just want a one night stand. Because you dealt with somebody else. Then you discover the grass is not that green. I want to come back. But then by the time you try to backtrack and go back, it was too late. Many of y'all, listen, y'all so petty. Many of y'all are so petty when you get out of a relationship and you want the other person, because you know they're looking at your social media, so you want them to feel the pain that they inflicted on you. You post the new person or the person that you're dealing with on your stories. You don't post it on your posts. You don't post it on your page. You're posting on your stories, and they see it. So now the bridge that you were going to go back to, you burnt that because you're trying to be petty. You're trying to make somebody hurt. Y'all need to grow up, man, for real. Y'all need to grow up. Really. I stand on this. I mark this as certification. You can't move on quickly out of a okay relationship, a good relationship, and move on with another person and say that you are fully committed. You can't. I'm gone. I'm Mr. AOS Inspires. This is AOS the podcast. I love you guys to life. Salute. This is what I need you guys to do. I need you guys to share the memes. I need you guys to share everything. I need you to go to iHeartRadio, click on your favorite episode, share it to Facebook, Instagram. Share it everywhere you can. Text it to your friends. Like, yo, you need to listen to this episode. This episode is going to help you. I talk about, listen, and then also, too, this is what I want you to do. Our email is aosinspires@gmail.com. Or, matter of fact, no, send it to this email, aosthepodcast@gmail.com. If you're like, listen, I want to hear your perspective on this topic. I want to hear your perspective. Listen, we talk about off the meter topics, like topics that you really won't find just by searching. Like these are topics that people are really, really dealing with. We want to hit them core topics. Why? Because our mission here at AOS, the podcast, is to empower the world to never give up, one conversation at a time, one interview at a time, one video at a time, to help you get to the next level. I love you guys to life. Comment below. Let me know what you think about this episode. I'm out of here. Let go.